Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson in which we will analyze equitability. Last time, we talked about fairness. We focused on the importance of sharing benefits and burdens equally in society. If some people shoulder all of the burdens, while other people enjoy benefits without doing anything to deserve them, exploitation, resentment, and conflict will result. In this lesson, we will turn our attention to the history of the distribution of social services in Ethiopia. I hope you are ready to begin. We will start with an activity to review what we learned last time and to prepare us for today's topic. Students, how do you know when something is fair? Suppose that two people live together. One of them always comes home from work in the middle of the afternoon. The other person works until mid-afternoon on 2 days of the week. For the rest of the week, the person works late. How can the responsibility for preparing the evening meal be fairly distributed between these two people? Please consider your answers carefully before writing them down.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Thank you, students. I wonder how you answered the question. Ideally, the two people would share the responsibility of preparing the evening meal equally between themselves. However, if one of them arrives home late, he or she is likely to be quite tired. If the other person has already been home for several hours, it seems to make sense for that person to accept the responsibility for cooking. Perhaps a fair distribution of the responsibility might be something like this. On the two nights when the person who sometimes works late comes home earlier, he or she should prepare the meals. However, on the nights when this person works late, the other person who always comes home earlier should do the work. Students, this example shows us that fairness is not exactly the same thing as equality. Equality means that people have the same opportunities. Something that is fair is not necessarily equal. An equal arrangement would not take into account the fact that one person works late on 3 nights a week, while the other person never works late. The person who never works late has the benefit of time to relax in the evenings. A fair arrangement means that the benefit of relaxation is balanced by the responsibility of meal preparation. It is not always simple to discern when something is fair, is it, students? You know that the distribution of social services, such as education and health services, should be fair within a country. All people are equal, and they deserve fair treatment from the government. If services are not distributed fairly, some parts of the country would benefit more than others. Ethiopian history contains many examples of the unequal distribution of social services and benefits. Let us discuss several of them from the 20th century. In monarchical times, before the revolution of 1974, the emperor controlled all resources. Students, using knowledge you have acquired in earlier civics units, please explain how social services were distributed in Ethiopia during the time of imperial rule. Do your best to recall this information, and I will see you in a few minutes.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Well done, students. I am sure you did not have difficulty answering this question. In monarchical times, the emperor controlled all resources and decided how to distribute them throughout the country. The monarchs tended to favor their friends and family members while ignoring whole sections of the population. There was an imbalance in the distribution of social services between different regions of the country. Some regions enjoyed many benefits, while others were almost entirely neglected. There was also an imbalance in social status. The monarch and his family were believed to have absolute power given to them by God. They enjoyed the resources produced by the peasant farmers who typically lived in great poverty. Another example of unequal distribution of resources and services throughout Ethiopia is the Derg regime that followed the overthrow of Emperor Haile Selassie in 1974. This regime was totalitarian with a socialist ideology. Students, totalitarianism and socialism appear to be opposite philosophies. How were they combined in the Derg regime to create a situation of inequality?
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back. That was not an easy question to answer. The Derg claimed that all the people of Ethiopia owned the national resources. However, the regime was corrupt And the reality was that several individuals accumulated great wealth and power, while others suffered poverty and exploitation. The derg was also afraid for its survival, so there was an unbalanced relationship between the military and the rest of the population, as the military received a great deal of resources to increase its strength. History shows the problems that result from an inequitable distribution of resources. All of the regions and peoples of Ethiopia should receive a fair share of the country's resources. In our next lesson, we will talk about the various components of the justice system. Until then, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.